And then I reached a point where I made a big change in my life. I quit smoking and started doing exercise, yoga, and started reading about meditation, and I was taking better care of myself. And then I went into a clinical depression, and which was rough. I call that period, it was about a year or so, I call that my composting period, which is just letting things fall apart. And I wasn't seeing anybody, I wasn't dating anybody, wasn't involved with anybody. And really it became my healthcare team. I started working with a massage therapist once a week, and that's when a lot of body trauma started coming out. She couldn't touch different parts of me. The landscape of my body was like this canvas of numb zones, dark zones, light zones, and started working with her on that. Started working with a chiropractor for some tension and sort of turtle effect. Even started working with a dentist, get all my amalgam fillings out and replace them, and so I had quite a healthcare team, and then the clinical depression. Didn't want to go on drugs for quite a while, but then eventually went on an antidepressant. I had to experiment with a few because I had a meeting with a clinical psychopharmacologist. And he was good. He was one of the best in Ottawa. And at the end of the session with him, he said, I think I can identify 7 clinical depressions in your past. And I think one going back as far as 6 years old. And I began to feel, okay, this is what the feeling was. Here, this is what the feeling was. And then maybe when I left home, when I said I think I had mono, I think it was sort of similar, the depression. And he said that you've been gravitating towards food that are high in tryptophan for serotonin. And so I started on an antidepressant, and about 6 months into it, I woke up one morning. It was about 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning, I woke up. And I felt, so this is what people feel like when they feel secure. That's the first time in my life that I woke up and say, I'm okay. And it was a fantastic feeling. Instead of that hypervigilance and all the time.